That was so weird. I thought I had a monobrow there because the camera's got little lines to indicate like 9 areas of the screen. And I'm thinking, why have I got a monobrow? There's a black line that's like telling me I'm in the upper third of the frame. Not that you need to know that. Hi guys, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, then welcome. My name is Ash and I'm a mum of 2 from Glasgow in Scotland. Oh god, I sound like I'm on like blind date or something like that. It's always such a spiel, but I feel like that is the only way you're supposed to open these videos, is by doing the big like, hi, welcome, blah blah blah. Anyway, nice to see you, glad you're here. I am going to take to my Instagram now because, as you will have seen by the video title, Emily's talking. As you will have seen from the video title, I am doing a home Q&A. If you're new around here, then you will not know that I have recently moved home. We've bought this new build house and people have so many questions about it. They've got questions about interior stuff, things about like how we've come along in our little like property buying journey, how to go about buying a house, different things. So what I did is I thought I would put it on Instagram, leave a little kind of ask me questions effort, and let's see, this is like off the cuff by the way, I haven't even looked at these yet. There are so many questions, just show you, there's stacks of them here, asking me things about the house. So yes, I'm going to go through them just now. As I say, they're very off the cuff, so there might be some cheeky ones in there that I'll have to like edit out, like how much is your mortgage, but I get it, people are just curious and I'm the same. Like, naughtiness is just part of us, isn't it? And I don't really have an issue like explaining some things, but anyway, ramble over, let's get to the questions. So Esther's asking me, how do you keep the house so tidy with the kids? The toys are just everywhere in our house. What else is she saying? Yeah, the toys are just everywhere in our house, and then she's put the 2 little monkeys like this. Let me tell you, my house is never ever constantly tidy. I'm just very careful with the hidey holes. Everyone has places to dump stuff, don't they? For me, I've got a unit in the living room that basically looks like a TV unit, but inside that is full of toys. And I think having toys downstairs is unavoidable when you've got children. I don't think you should actually even try to avoid it anyway, personally, unless you have a toy room or something. But even then, we're trying to create a toy room for them downstairs, and I still will have toys in the living room and I'll always have a place for them. So for me, it's trying to find furniture that doesn't necessarily look like a kid's toy storage bit of furniture that you can use to put in their toys. Yeah, that is the first thing. In the living room, we have those 2 cupboards that are on the TV unit, and it's just filled with toys, junk, books, blankets, all the stuff is in there, and that's where we keep it out of the way when we're tidying up at night time. Secondly, I try and do as much cleaning the night before so that I'm not leaving it until the morning. I always say, don't make today's mess tomorrow's problem, and it just sticks in my head. So that's doing things like loading the dishwasher and putting it on, cleaning down all the surfaces, putting away all the toys, starting the day afresh. I find doing that mentally prepares me for the next day, and it also makes the next day easier. So there's just not a constant add-on of extra things that you've not done the previous day. It just makes life a lot easier and gets you into routine and yada yada yada. That is how I do it. And believe me, it's not perfect. The house is never completely perfect. Remember that Instagram, YouTube, of course, as much as I'm real as a person, I'm not going to go and show you a mess because who wants to see that? Okay, so the next question is, where is the chair from in your living room, the one by the window? It is from Amazon, and if you guys remember that I did a room tour of Charlie's attic nursery at the last house, we only had a 2-bedroom house before, so we ended up having to use the staircase that led into our attic to convert up the stairs in the attic as a nursery, and that's when I bought that little small back chair. I had to get something that wasn't going to be too high at the back because we had eaves in the nursery, so that's why I bought that chair. I think it was around £100 from Amazon, and if I can find the link for it, I will put it below. So if you're interested in seeing Charlie's nursery tour, I'll put that in there as well because I just love that room. I actually feel quite sad that we've left it. It was my favourite room in the house. Okay, so tips for saving for your first mortgage. I feel like I'm not even in a position to give that kind of advice because we were very fortunate that my mum and dad gave us our deposit for our very first mortgage. We had a flat, and admittedly it was not a very expensive flat. It was a flat that we had bought as maybe a 1.5 or 2 years max residency to then sell on again. We never thought we would be there for years and years, but my mum and dad gave us a deposit for our first mortgage, and that is how we got on the property ladder. For me, between myself and friends, that is kind of the norm, but I know for a lot of people that it isn't. But if you're trying to save money, then what I would say is that if you're still staying at home, try not to waste. Honestly, the amount of money we wasted when we stayed with parents and never paid any bills or any digs or any cars or anything is just crazy. So if it's a difference between buying a 50 grand flat and getting a 5 grand deposit together, or going on holiday, ditch the holiday and get the flat, always. This question is probably quite a personal question, but I've had it a lot, so I feel like I should tell it. But the question is, how much was your new sofa, because I'm really interested in getting one. And again, it's probably quite a personal question, but the last sofa that we bought was from SCS or Sofa Works, and it was £4,000, which seems crazy for furniture. But you think we've had that for 6 years and we then sold it at a decent price again. We kind of made some of our money back, and we got that on 0% interest, APR, with SCS or Sofa Works, whatever they're called now. And it was well worth it. It was £50 a month. We loved it. It made the room. And again, I know that people's budgets, like there's so many people on YouTube that are watching this right now. Some people who earn way more money than me, and some people who maybe don't earn as much money at all. So it's such a horrible thing speaking about money, because you know you're always going to offend somebody. Or some people will be like, that's a bit of a bargain, I don't know. But for me personally, the sofa was the big thing for us. We sold a lot of the stuff that we had in the last house, and obviously we were staying with mum and dad for a few months, which meant that we could save some money. And of course we made a little bit of money in the last house. So again, this is a major overshare, please no one be offended. It's just my life and my story and my experience. The sofa we got was handcrafted to our exact measurements, so it was a bespoke sofa. And considering the last one we got was £4,000 from Sofa Works, I was expecting this to probably be around the same, but I paid £2,400 for that, and that is because it is like a crushed velvet fabric. It was made to measure, and you should see the size of it, it's enormous. So really, when you look on these other sofa companies and you see the size of the sofa that you're getting, the quality of the fabric, and then you think that mine was probably better quality and it was handcrafted by a furniture designer that makes furniture for some of the most amazing textile designers in the world, and also for hotels and stuff. Yeah, I think it was actually really good value considering it fits in that space perfectly. I don't know if I'm going to put this in because it seems like a massive overshare, but that's how much I paid for it. What more can I say? Okay, so someone's just said to me there, you use an amazing planner to organise your week and days through your moving vlogs. Where can I get it? Now I hope it's this one here that's lying on the floor. I think it might be this one here. It is from Stradivarius. It says on it, I'm going to live my life. Now this is my monthly planner, and the reason why I love it is because it doesn't, I'm not going to show you the pages, it has things written on it because it's embarrassing, but this is like basically a blank page, and it'll tell you like all the days of the week, and then it'll have like grids in here that you can put things like appointments, or for me if it's content planning, or if it's like a post that I would really like to put on Instagram or something that pops in my head, it's good to do that. It's also got reminders and then special dates, so if there's a birthday or whatever. But the reason why I like this is you can actually change the month. I'm good with diaries, but I dip in and out of them. So sometimes I'll use my phone, and then sometimes I like to put like pen to paper. So that's why I like this one. If I can find it, I will link it. It was $7.99 and we got it when we were on holiday. In fact, my mum actually bought me this when we were in Murcia, and I love it. So that was Tasha Dilly that asked me that. I hope that answered your question, Tasha. But Lindsay's asking me, how is the playroom coming along? Yes and no. I keep calling it the ROOM when the kids are around because they will like click, especially Ella, she's so clever. But the playroom is coming along well. I don't think it's going to be finished for Christmas. I'm planning on trying to do the paper myself, which I'm like, what on earth are you thinking? It's paste the wall paper, so I'm imagining that will be easier. I don't know, any painters and decorators out there with advice, then please leave it in the comments. Lindsay's also asked me, what are my plans with wallpaper? Have you seen any that you like? And yes, I have. If you've seen my vlog from maybe about 2 weeks ago, I had went on a website, I just wrote in something like wallpaper UK, and it came up a website called I Love Wallpaper, and some of the papers they had on there were amazing. So I got loads of samples. I think I've picked the one for our bedroom, I've picked the ones for in this little office space because this is obviously very white at the moment, and I've also got Ella's, which I got from B&Q, that wasn't from that website. I kind of have ideas for Charlie's room. I would really love to get like a huge big atlas to put behind his cot, but I'm still not really sure. Something like a map or something really quite boyish, but something that I feel like I could then sort of like teach in places in the world and also learn myself, because I am absolutely shocking at geography. And I definitely put it down to the fact that when I was at school, our geography teacher was either unwell or was just off a lot, so we never actually had a teacher. It was always supplied. Anyone I went to school with is watching this, you'll know we never had a geography teacher. Why? This is why I actually genuinely, right, funny story time, we were in Pisa in Italy. This is terrible, right, but we were in Pisa, like the clue is in the name, and my friend Stephen said, look out the window, there's the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and he'd been slagging me all day, and I thought, he's just having me on. And he was like, look, you're going to miss it, we're going by in this coach because we're on a skiing trip. So eventually we drove by it. He's like, you've missed it. And I swear on my life, I thought the Leaning Tower of Pisa was next to the Eiffel Tower. I was 13, right, give me a break. I know it's not now, but I must have seen it in a postcard where they were like side by side. Anyway, I am terrible at geography, so maybe this would help me. He's got a little globe in his room as well, and also his curtain design, when you flatten it out, is meant to look like mountains. I think that kind of like geographical, earthy sort of idea would be really nice for his room, so that is what I'm looking for. For Ella's room, I just want it quite whimsy and girly and floral, so that's the idea we're going for there. And for my room, we're doing it a bit more kind of rustic and industrial, so obviously I've got the tiled floors, and then behind my bed I really want a dark wallpaper. I love hotel design, so I find that when we go to hotels, as much as I love bright interiors, when I go to a hotel, I love how closed and cosy and dark it feels when you're in a hotel room that's been done up in really dark colours. I always find it brings a sense of grandeur to the room as well. So behind my bed, I've got a really high upholstered headboard, as you might have seen, and behind there I'm going to put this really nice textural industrial wallpaper, and it's kind of a mix between, in fact, if I got it here, I'll just show you. So that's kind of like a charcoal shade with a sort of bronze, but I just love that because it looks really industrial and it's very textural, and it reminds me a lot of Charlie's paper in his nursery, if you remember it, but his was much lighter. But I just love that. I don't know what the name of it's called. It's not very good that they don't give you the name of it. But that's the one that I like for the room. I also like this one, but it was too gold. That's kind of more of a bronzy silvery colour, but this one's way, way golder. And then in here, I just think that looks really good. It's quite reflective. And then on the opposing wall, I'm doing this gold to kind of tie in the gold. Yeah, just something a bit different, because this is my room and I feel like I can be as mental and creative as I want, although that's probably not mental for some people, but for me, having gold wallpaper is a bit crazy. So I get the reason why this question's been asked, because of course I've been taking pictures of the house. So someone has asked me, what camera do you use and what editing app? Now I'm going to leave my camera linked below because I'm using it right now. It's my Canon G7X Mark II. It's not the cheapest camera, but in terms of like the quality you get, it's basically like a compact digital SLR. It is so good. It has so many different settings. It can create light in a dark room, genuinely. It can go into a dark room and make the picture still really bright and sharp. I just love it, it's amazing. If you would like me to do a whole video on the camera that I use and the editing apps that I use, then leave me a little comment below, because I'm so happy to share it. I love taking pictures, it's a real passion of mine, and I think that looking back in photos, especially as the kids get older and they can see younger pictures of them, is such a rewarding thing. The app that I'm using at the moment is an app called VSCO Cam, and I'll just show you just now. Like for example, I've got a picture here of the kids that I took at Santa yesterday, and I hope that I'll be able to show this on screen, because this is the picture here. Let me just see if I can focus this. That is the photo there once I've edited it and made it sort of like a bit more softer, and I've taken the tone down. But look, before, it was crazy bright. It just wasn't the kind of look I was going for. It didn't really match my grid. I didn't really like the picture. I felt it looked a bit sort of, I don't know, just too bright for me. So what I've done is that, and I love the way that that looks. I really do. I think it looks great. Lastly, here's another good example of how it works. So quite dark, still bright for the camera obviously, but quite dark, kind of purpley, and then I kind of changed the tones up and made it nice and bright. I feel like there's definitely scope for a whole video on that, because again, I love making videos that are helpful for other people, especially if it's blogging related or vlogging related. There's so much room for everyone to be involved in this that it's only nice and fair to share best practice with other people, especially like friends of mine or anyone who's interested in getting into doing social media. Then I'm always there on the end of the messages on the DMs and Insta. I'm happy to get involved and tell you any advice that I can. Someone's asked me, do you think it's worth paying a company to pack and unpack when you're moving with a baby and a 3-year-old? Now, first of all, it depends on how much stuff you've got. I have a friend who actually did do this, and she says it was the best money that she ever spent. She had a baby who was just over 1 at the time. She was busy working and she had a removals company come in. She literally just said, put that in a box, that in a box, put them together, put that together, and they just did it all. And then on the other side, they would come in and say, this stuff's for the kitchen, where do you want me to put it? And she just pointed them in the directions. They unpacked it all and put it in the cupboards, and she said it was the best money that she ever spent. I suppose it depends if you can afford to do it or not. If you've got family that can help you, then take all the help you can get. If you've got somebody who has a big car, ask if you can have a loan of it, because honestly, if we never had my car, which is a kind of bigger 4x4 that we put the back seats down on, I honestly don't know how we would have done it. Secondly, if anyone is willing to take in any stuff for you while you're moving, then take it, because my gran and grandpa offered to keep a lot of stuff in their house for us, including our mattress, including loads and loads of boxes, and it really saved us money in terms of storage, although we did also have a storage unit. And again, we put loads of stuff in my mum and dad's house as well. So if you've got family that will help you out and help you store things in between times, and it means you don't have that mad rush of trying to get everything all done in the one day, then try and do it like a few days or a week before. Get all of the non-essentials out of the house and put it with family members, and it just means you don't have that stress of like a ticking time bomb thinking, I have to get this stuff out of here because I only have one day to do it. Of course, it'd be more efficient to just get it all over and done with, but if you've got children and you're just on their clock and you're on their time schedule, then it's not as easy. So I would definitely say try and do all of the packing as soon as you can. Secondly, put it to family members if they will let you, and also if you can afford to get a removals company to do it for you, then go on my friend's recommendation, and she's a really good critic. She said it was really good. So the next question is, did you find it hard to save so that you could buy everything as soon as you moved in? Now, of course we saved some money, but actually we've made a little bit of money by selling our other things, and I think it's definitely worthwhile doing that, especially things like your sofa, dining tables, chairs, kids' toys, old clothes, things like that. If you can afford time to get them packaged up and where they need to be, then that is definitely worthwhile doing. Secondly, if you're trying to save for stuff, then always make sure that you give yourself enough time to decide whether you like it or not. I don't know how many times Fraser and I have picked sideboards for the hall, bedside tables, and then within a week of not buying them because we've not had the money to buy them, we've then went off them. So it's funny how you can change your mind so quickly, especially if you see something else. So I would definitely say don't be hasty. In terms of saving, it's hard, especially this time of year. But again, being this time of year, you can always ask family members if they're planning on buying you something for Christmas, then maybe it's a better idea to get some vouchers or some money towards something. And I think people actually do appreciate that. It's such a funny thing when it comes to buying presents, isn't it? Because people think it's quite cheeky to say something like that. But if someone actually said to me, this is what I would love for Christmas, and if you can't afford to buy me the full thing, then can you give me money towards it? I'd be like, oh, one more thing ticked off the list. I don't need to think about their present anymore. And as much as I love the idea of thinking out someone else's gift for Christmas, having them tell me exactly what they want is kind of like skipping out the middleman for me. But yeah, long story short, it's hard to save, but definitely when you have time to think about it, it means that what you then end up buying is more worthwhile. So someone's asked me, what was the hardest room to style? I am still finding the living room a bit difficult in terms of knowing which wallpaper to get. I have a few ideas, but I feel like I don't know the sort of theme that I want in there. Do you know sometimes you feel you have to have like a floral or a woodland or a rustic? It's got to be like a theme. I can't decide what theme I want in there apart from it being quite glam. So I'm finding it quite difficult in there. In the other house we did have like a kind of twiggy wallpaper, and sometimes I feel that the papers that I look at the moment are sort of like the other wall, does that make sense? Like the non-feature wall. So I've definitely not made my mind up about the living room, but all I know is I am dying to get paper up in there and to get mirrors in. But yeah, I'm finding that one quite difficult to style at the moment because I feel it's the most important room. So Amy has asked me, where's your Christmas tree from? It is Goals. I've linked a whole Christmas home tour in my description box for you guys. My Christmas tree is from Nick's and it was £200, which I now know is probably more expensive than you need to pay for a Christmas tree, but I actually got it with a Next account 2 years ago and paid it over 3 months because I couldn't afford it then. But yeah, my tree is from Next. Kim has asked me, where do you get your home inspiration from? You love my style and you want a house just like mine. That is so nice, Kim, but I get a lot of my ideas from, like I've said, like hotels. I find that if I go on Pinterest, I generally don't really look at other people's homes. I start to look at things like places that are so far beyond my reach that I find that so inspiring. So I'll look at things like palaces. I'll look at things like hotel bed and hotel setup, hotel room. That's the kind of idea that I like to go for. So you have all this kind of like ornate style that I really like, but then I also like quite clean cut stuff. I actually find myself now kind of gravitating towards a lot of monochrome things, which I never really normally went for before. Okay, so last couple of questions. My camera battery actually died, so I think it's telling me something. I need to just wrap this up. So the next question is from Emma, is where did you get your kitchen bin from? If you've not already seen it, then I have got a bin that is motion censored. So when you do that, the lid opens for 5 seconds and it closes itself. It's great for when you are cutting things like meat, so that you don't have to like touch surfaces and like cross-contaminate stuff with bacteria. And I've also got a part at the bottom of it that has 2 containers. One is for paper recycling and one is for tins and plastic. So it's really good, I love it. I think it was about £60 maybe, I'm not too sure. I will write the actual price on the screen just now because I'm not sure how much it was, but honestly worth the money 10 times over. To get that recycling like in some kind of place that doesn't involve it sitting out in the kitchen worktop was like the best money I've ever spent. But anyway, I will leave that link in the description box because I love that bin so much. It's amazing. It's from Amazon. Amy's asking, do you think this will be your forever home? It's beautiful. At the moment, yeah, I don't see us ever moving. It's in the perfect location. I feel like everything that's in here is exactly what I was always looking for in a house. I wanted to have 2 showering rooms. So we've always got the ensuite and then we have the bathroom, which has a separate bath and shower. I just think as the kids get older, we're going to need to have 2 places to get ready just for convenience, and that's always something that I wanted just because that's what I had when I was growing up. I wanted something that had a nice back garden. I wanted something that had a nice landing up the stairs and something that had rooms that had storage in it. So I feel like everything has kind of been ticked off. The only other thing, and it's honestly, it just sounds a bit spoiled saying this actually, but the only thing that I would ever want to add to this house, and maybe who knows, 10 years down the line, 15 years down the line, we might be able to do something like this, but I would love to extend at the back and have a small family room just so we could have like an entertaining space, like a kind of kitchen, diner, family room, because my mum and dad have an extra living room in their house and it is so worthwhile having. So if we could ever afford that, that would be like an absolute goal, dream, amazing thing. But that does not detract from how happy we are with the house as it is. Like, we are delighted. We never imagined we would ever get this far so quickly in our lives. So yeah, this is definitely, as it stands, this is our forever home. Rebecca's asked me, can you do a full house tour now that you're settled in? I actually have done an updated sort of house tour, so I will link that below, but when it is kind of more complete, when we've got some paper up and stuff, I will do another sort of install of home tours when we're kind of in that position to do it. Yasmin says, how do you stay so perfect 24/7? Definitely not true. Please, honestly Yasmin, I am not perfect at all. And remember as well that, say, social media, that is what people want you to see. Like, I'm not going to show you me picking my nose, am I? Do you know what I mean? It's just never going to happen. Yeah, everyone always says that I'm always looking so polished and stuff, but I don't know. I think that just part of getting ready in the morning makes me feel good. I don't know, maybe if it's like a mental thing. It's definitely not a vanity thing anyway. I think that getting up in the morning and having my hair done in whichever way, I mean, this hair's not been washed in about 3 days, but having my hair done, having a makeup, kind of like some sort of face on, definitely makes me feel like I'm ready for the day. For me, that is as important, not looks wise, but it's as important in the terms of getting ready for me as like putting on my clothes. It's just part of my routine. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to end this here because I could go on and on and on with all those questions. If you have any more, then please leave them in the comments and I'll try to get back to you. It's so busy this time of year at Christmas, so if I don't get back to you, please don't be offended. I'm honestly trying my hardest to reply to comments and stuff because it's so nice talking to you all, but you know how it goes, busy time of year. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe before you leave and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!